Lorcana released the song the other day with Jordan Rakai. So we're cooking like an Australian recipe. Born and raised. That's too bait, I can't do it.
Born and raised, made attempts to crawl away, find a way to exist and hide your face, some relate.
We are here cooking for Tony from Come Play With Me. Tony, can't do it. We're making a roast cauliflower bake thing for Tony from Come Play With Me. Come Play With Me are a record label based in Leeds. They started out putting out sort of double A sides for bands that weren't big enough. I'm not a professional chef. Like double A sides for bands that weren't really big enough to put out their own vinyl releases. And they've sort of grown into something a bit bigger. Yeah, we're making this roast cauliflower bake. It's gonna have a yogurt sauce with chili and garlic condiments as well. Cool. So there's green chili sauce, which we're chucking everything into here. There's some coriander, a bit of olive oil, just a bit of lemon, and we're sorted. Nice vinegar. Make it up as you go along. We're also meant to be crushing this in a pestle and mortar, but meh. Right, let's get on to the main thing. The main thing in a cauliflower roast is a load of cauliflower. So we put these in. It's a mixture of cauliflower, chickpeas, olive oil and cumin for about 15 minutes. A really bad idea. Do not want the fire. Right.
Any memories of us, rather hold you every day until the memories are dust. Yo, we only call the train cause you know I hate the bus, never get enough.
Born and raised.
I explained to people a little bit about what Come Play With Me is. You started off releasing these double A sides for bands and stuff like that, but I feel that's sort of, obviously you've worked with so many people in Leeds, like Zozo, Team Picture, Golden Age TV you're working with very recently, got a release coming out with Dead Naked Hippies.
Yep.
Very soon, but I feel like you're a lot more than that now. Can you say something about sort of the events that you work on at the moment, so LGBT, Herfest, all these sort of things? Like,
yeah, sure, James. So I kind of passionately wanted Come Play With Me to be the ethos. Well, the thinking behind it is to support people into sustainable careers in music, and I'm really conscious. I always talk about it being not just for the straight white beardy boys playing guitars, and I just kind of felt that there was a need to encourage underrepresented demographics. Excuse me. Like women and LGBTQ folks into music.
Yeah, and you, like, that's become such a big part of who you are. It's how I think you've become a big part of the Leeds community. How important is the Leeds community to what you do? Because you don't really operate anywhere else.
No, it's massive. I mean, we have ourselves a self-imposed remit of the Leeds city region, but if I'm honest, it's kind of 80% the city of Leeds, and I'm trying to kind of pull that out a bit further around.
So Bradford.
Yeah, so we're going to do an event in Bradford hopefully sometime soon. We're looking at we've done some bits in like Hebden Bridge, in York, in Wakefield, but it is very much Leeds centric at the moment, and that community, there's a reason for it.
Yeah, and like you've got so many people coming out to your events from Living Body, but also massive support from PRS nationally. But why did you choose Leeds as a place to be? Because it's a city that I love. But you weren't here for quite a long time.
No. So I'm from London, and I moved to Leeds. I set up a commercial label about 5 years ago, and I kept on meeting people who were doing brilliant things, but I kind of felt that they just could have used a little bit more support to take them a bit further. And that's why the idea of Come Play With Me came about. And I asked pretty much everyone I knew, I've got this genesis of an idea.
Yeah. Does
this make sense? And everybody, without exception, was really supportive, to the point that I started thinking, why are you not doing this yourself?
Yeah.
Why is it the Gobby Londoner that's coming here to do this?
Yeah. What's the difference between Come Play With Me and a more commercial label?
So we've set ourselves up as a community interest company, which means we're mandated that all the profit that we make then gets just returned back into it to do the same thing. So we can't, if we have a number 1 million selling record tomorrow, we can't suddenly just go and retire from the profits. Yeah. So that's the main focus, the main difference.
So if you did get that number 1 selling project, where would the money go? So obviously a lot would go to the artist.
Yeah.
But how much that would, like, what would the dream Come Play With Me project be?
Just keep on doing more of the same. The only thing that's changed now, actually, James, is we have traditionally, like you said before, the shop window's been the singles club.
Yes.
And we offer, we do all sorts of support there. So we help if it's needed. It's often not needed. We'll give recording support, production support. But then we do a press campaign, a little light radio plugging campaign. We support the artist around getting the most out of that release.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of always conscious that a lot have really taken advantage of that, but some I think could have used some support above and beyond that.
Okay.
So we do some mentoring as well now, but for the first time we're looking for an artist to work with a little bit beyond that, so possibly to take as far as an album campaign.
Okay.
So I kind of want to see if the model works.
But this is sounding like more like you're moving into a management thing.
Yeah, potentially. I just want to sort of almost prove the model, see what happens, rather than just doing this kind of little bit of light touch work. It's not light touch. We're working with artists for like 9 months or more at a time, with all the showcase events as well. But how would it work if we were to take that relationship a bit further?
And you have quite an extensive selection process for your music. You have judges from all over the country. Can you talk us through where you find these people? Why are you so careful about who you put your backing behind?
Yeah. Well, so what we do is we've done this 8 times so far. We get 5 different judges to select, and I passionately didn't want it to look like me selecting and me putting out my mate's music. So part of the reason is that there's a good independent process there and it's got integrity. But the other reason is I tried to find, or the team of us tried to find us different judges from all different genres.
Right.
Because I kind of feel if you put 5 people in a room and they've all got the same music taste, well, guess what you're going to select? Yeah. So the plan is to mix people up. So we'll have, we just have people that are into different musics, have different interests themselves, and see what comes out of the back of it.
Yeah. Is there something that you feel? I feel that a lot of the Come Play With Me releases are quite indie focused. There's obviously been some more electronic and experimental stuff. You've been working with Nala but haven't released stuff with her. Do you look to? Obviously, you're not trying to confine yourself to genres, but how do you think you can transcend the boundaries of what is Leeds? A majority has a lot of indie music being produced.
We've actually got our first grime release coming in February, March, which I'm very excited about. And we've got a release with a Japanese label, which is kind of slightly different. That's almost to get attention for the singles club, and therefore the artists we work with get a bit of a following in Japan. But I kind of believe that in the same way we started off talking about the diversity events, if we start getting more women, more LGBTQ artists involved in, not just in Come Play Me, but in music generally, and start submitting, we've already seen it. By virtue of you getting more people to submitting, there's a better chance of that coming out the top and making it through to the releases. And I
kind of want to explore a bit more about what you're saying about sustainability in the arts and stuff, because you said that you started Come Play With Me as something to be sustainable. There are artists who reach 24, 25, and they're like, I'm going to go get a real job.
Yeah.
And what do you think the most important thing an artist can do to maintain themselves beyond that stage where it's not just like youthful excitement anymore and you have to start really paying rent proper?
It sounds a bit dull, but it's just understanding who your audience is and developing that audience. And I kind of think there's often with a lot of younger bands, there's a bit of a naivety that, build it and they will come, and we've got this fantastic track, and it's going to get heard. We'll get it on Bandcamp tomorrow, and it's going to get heard. And that's unfortunately not the way the music industry works.
That's the thing. Like when I've got this interview, I just like there's part of me that's like, oh, we're doing great, we're doing really well here. But we need to push it to people, like in some way. Like I've been joining groups on Facebook and just posting videos that I think are relevant to that group, while also trying not to seem like a complete beg.
Yep.
Because it's that line about being a little bit exclusive and being able to maintain that, I don't know, like that sort of like veneer of being like, yeah, we're cool.
Yep.
But also like we're doing shit and we should come to you.
Yep.
So we are recording this on the 15th of August.
October.
It's not August at all. It is the 15th of October, the 20th of October, you've got Herfest.
We have indeed.
Can you talk us through what Herfest is and what you're doing with it? Sort of bring us back to the start there.
So it started off as a launch event for the single which we've got coming out on Friday the 19th, which is Dead Naked Hippies and No Fixed Identity, which I'm really, really excited about. And it just grew from a launch gig that we were going to do in Leeds and another Yorkshire city that we hadn't determined at the time. And her music PR came to me and with this idea of a festival. Right. And so we decided let's give this a go. Let's see if we can make it work as a largely free event.
Yeah. So why did you go with the 200 free tickets?
I got some funding from PRS Foundation. I just wanted to make it free. I just wanted to make it accessible. So the idea was 200 free tickets, and then there's a kind of a nominal charge above and beyond that.
What's the problem with London? Like what's wrong? Like why couldn't this happen in London? Because I don't think it could happen in London, and I've got a whole range of my own opinions about
I don't know actually,
why that is.
But I just from that perspective because I came here for personal reasons. My partner got work in Leeds. We adopted kids in Leeds. It was easier to raise family needs. And I never looked at it from. The idea for this came because I happened to be in Leeds and because there was so much opportunity. Yeah. Because people have this wonderful collaborative spirit.
I didn't understand this story about how you came here, but I see the story of Come Play With Me as something that's very much not London.
Totally, it isn't. It isn't. But it's not. That's not to say that I.
No, it wasn't a conscious choice.
No.
But it's still a question that I don't think is going to happen in London. And as someone who's done a lot of stuff in London,
God, I haven't really thought of it that way. You've stumped me a bit.
from that, you weren't always in music.
No, I wasn't.
So 5 years ago now, you started the commercial label,
Yeah.
which was
Hatch.
Hatch?
Yeah.
But before that, you'd not really been involved in the music industry.
No, not at all. Not at all.
What were you doing before?
Oh, it's really dull. You don't
Yeah, but I can follow it up quickly. We can cut it over.
finance.
So you're in finance.
Yeah.
What point were you just like, I can do something with music now?
I've always loved music, and I was increasingly dissatisfied with the job I had, and the whole industry, and so many of the people I work with, the politics of so many people I work with. I've loved music. I wanted to do something in music, and it just seemed a great opportunity to do something I enjoyed, support people, and have fun, really.
Fair enough.
And I couldn't think of a better place to do it than Leeds.
No, you're a very optimistic person.
Yeah, totally. I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't.
No, I don't think you would. Tony, thank you so much.
Thank you, James.